this reading. But first, let's go ahead and make sure we put this as subscriber only commenting because I cannot. Being a content creator with melanin often brings out people, but being a spiritual content creator with melanin brings out even more. So we're going to get into it. I want to go ahead and do the bell work so that we can get into this reading because we've had the last couple days cut off due to life. We should have at least an hour and a half. So let's do that together. Hopefully no interruptions. We'll get through. Oh my gosh. And I'm feeling so sore. So I think I slept wrong. Hey, Becky. I wish I had been able to hear the video yesterday because I was so disturbed by all the noise around me. And then when I did the playback, it was like, oh, you can barely hear it. I wouldn't have let it disturb me. Hey, Angela. So I have my corded headphones in again to serve as our mic because I did hear the difference in that, and that was nice. So we're going to go ahead and get the bell work out of the way. Oh my God. So hold on. I got visitors that I'm not used to seeing. So I'm going to show you. And one of the butterflies came really close to me today. I'm going to show you our new visitor. Look at her. This is like our second or third day coming into our yard. If this isn't so Miami these days, I don't know what to tell you. Pio, pio, pio. Okay. Anyway, so we have all kinds of visitors. There's our friends, Bumble and Bee. They're playing with each other. We just had the mockingbird recently. I guess she took off. So it's like National Geographic, Miami style. Hey, Dawn. All right, so let's get our breath. Okay, so there's three parts to this breath. Well, kind of. See, we have a bee friend. Not a bee friend. We have a bumblebee friend. Not a bumblebee. A butterfly friend. But I named one bumble, I named one bee, and I named one Maya, the bee, even though they're butterflies. Is that misgendering? Misspeciesing? But no, they're black and yellow, and they're really cute. All right, so anyway. Okay, so first part to this is we're going to breathe deeply, 3 to 6 seconds. Then we're going to hold that breath 3 to 6 seconds, however long you can hold it. And then we're going to release that breath. You can do it all at once and just empty your lungs, or you can breathe out slowly, more controlled, again, 3 to 6 seconds until your lungs are completely clear, emptied. All right? Now, I'm pretty sure you can hear that because that's loud. Is there ever a video where there's not a police siren? Oh, look, they're here. Look, guys. Where'd you guys go? You see them? There they are. They keep coming by me today. I don't know. So, anyway, I don't know. It's kind of like a good day. I don't know. It's kind of a good day. I mean, every day you get up is a good day, right? But things feel shifted, different, at least personally. Right? It's a great day. Oh, look, he came close to me. He just came in front of me. Hi, guys. Look, why are they coming so close to me? Like, it just flew right here. Hi. How are you? Okay. Well, I got to get going because in like an hour, your other cousins, the ones with the stingers, are coming. So we got to get going, because if those hoppers and boppers start bothering me, I'm out. Okay. Yeah, I think I slept wrong because I'm having like a really stiff time turning. All right. And then I was going to go live earlier, like slightly earlier, but a drop fell. A drop fell onto my back and it was cold. And I look up and I don't see a bird, so I was happy. But then it was like, what the hell was that? So then I had to go get changed. So it was kind of gross. Hey, Bree. All right. So it is kind of a good day. As you guys know, I have been for 2 years waiting to and working and trying really hard to get approval for disability. And my case has finally moved to the next step. So I'm excited about that. The judge has done whatever they're supposed to do, so now it's being reviewed again. Oh my goodness, as my body continues to break down on me. Okay, so that's exciting. Another exciting thing that happened is, my sweetheart, he's on the way here from Tennessee, where he's been working. And so he stopped by Georgia to check out the paperwork at the courthouse regarding the eviction that we had in 2023. Because, hi guys, we didn't owe any money. Like I was very adamant in asking that question repeatedly during the process because they said you don't owe money. And I was like, okay, so we're not going to owe money. So I kept asking, we're not owing money. We're not owing money. We're not owing money. And they were like, yes, you're not going to owe anything. Just move out in time. All right, cool. Y'all know my story. It was hellacious. The last 3 years have been hell. Um, 4 years have been hell. So anyway, so then he goes and he gets the paperwork on the way here because we need to make sure we can send that because they're saying we owe $6,000, which we don't. So I needed him to go to the court so we can get the paperwork so we can send it to the credit people, like all the different credit bureaus, so that they can clear our credit and tell these people to stop trying to harass us for this money. And he goes and he shows me 2 pieces of paper. One of them was the order of like no money owed, just move. Okay. And then he shows me a second paper that we never received, dated July. Never received it. This second paper is that the plaintiff had dismissed the case entirely. So, in other words, I'm not supposed to even have an eviction. So, for the last 3 years, I feel like crying because I missed opportunities with the eviction being on my credit report. I missed housing opportunities over the last couple of years because the eviction showed on my credit report. And now to find out they had dismissed the case 3 years ago. Just withdrew it. And I had no notification. So I'm grateful. It's really good news because we're getting ready to move to Tennessee. But it's like I missed so much because of it, you know? So it's one of those, what do you do with this, right? Anyway. Ugh. That said, everything in perfect timing, right? Because I needed these 3 years to heal. I wouldn't even be doing this 3 years ago had I been able to, do the things that I needed to do. I wouldn't even be doing this. And it's all things in perfect timing. Like everything's a catalyst to get you wherever you need to go. I'm glad that part of my life is now over. Hopefully, when we send it to the credit bureaus and whatnot, it needs to be taken off completely. Um, so yes, I am extremely grateful and filled with gratitude and joy over it. And I'll put that in my prayer journal tonight when I do it. But man, it's kind of like when I got my ADHD diagnosis after 20 years of trying to figure out why it was I just could not do the things that my brain was capable of doing, like intelligently. Had a genius IQ. Um, like I was supposed to skip like 2 grades at school. I scored the highest out of the state on state assessments. I passed the SAT and the ACT, getting scholarships, and I didn't even finish the test. you know, I just see my way the rest of it because I was really sick. Um, like I was a really smart person, incredibly intelligent, and I'm using was because good God. Ever since the little mini stroke, I'm not the same person. And then I find out, hey, women experience ADHD and autism differently. And it's like, if I only had the support, you know, if I only had the support, if I only knew how to work with my brain instead of trying to work against my brain, if I only knew the things I learned in the last 4 years. And it's incredible because I went to my daughter's honor roll today. She has ADHD. She's very similar to me. And I had to advocate for her for over a year to even get the diagnosis because they're like, oh, she's just depressed and anxious. I'm like, you're not going to do that to my daughter because that was done to me. You're not going to do that to my daughter. No, she's not as smart as I was on the IQ level. She's smart. She's a hard worker. Um, but I was just in a different sphere. And I don't say that bragging. I'm more like my twin son, who was easy to get a diagnosis, but with girls, we experience it differently. And the struggle I had with college, like my student loan debt is I tried 4 different master's programs. I was like, so I finally got a master's because I'm like, F it, I need one, you know? And I've been a little hesitant to get back and go get my doctorate that I've always dreamt of having, um, because I didn't really want to struggle anymore. And now I know. But I owe a mortgage worth of loans thanks to fees and interest and things. And I will tell you, before we get into this, like if you are in entrepreneurial spaces, um, while that's the best thing, that's one of the best things for a person who is neurodiverse, is to be able to set your own rules and set your own pace and set your own benchmarks. It's also the worst thing because you have to set your own. So while I'm like unemployable now, it's like it's really hard to be your own boss sometimes, you know? Well, most times. Anyway, just felt like saying that. Just updating you on my life a little bit because it's like it's been a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad stuff. And I don't want to get into thinking about it too hard. Um, but it's like I still get to smile and it's like seeing things get kind of repaired, just kind of repaired is it's kind of beautiful. It's overdue, but it's beautiful. So there's that. Now, let's do the breath. Thank you guys. Sorry. Oh my God. These, I got them from, they're actually from Paparazzi because they're like the only earrings I can wear that's not expensive. And I love them. Um, I have a person, I met her on TikTok. Her name is Jay. And so I got them from her. And they're mixed metal, you know, gold, silver, whatever the other thing is. And I like that because that's me. I'm a mixed metal. Hey, Karma. All right. But yeah. And then they catch the light. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate it, Nicole. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Don. Thank you, Bree, Suze, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, Britt. I feel like my nose is about to run though, because it's like you have tears but no tears, but then it's like they still want to come out anyway. Don't do it to me, Captain. All right, I have to keep nose. I have to keep tissue. Oh no, I did not do that. Ah, I spilled a powder, one of my energy powders. Oh no, the antioxidant one from the smell of this in my pocket, and now I just put it all in my nose. Oh well. Yeah, I am. I'm so glad it's gone, but it's extremely frustrating that they didn't tell us. Extremely frustrating because I literally lost on a housing opportunity because of it. A housing assistance because I had qualified for it and I missed it because of an eviction. All right. So definitely living in gratitude and joy. Thank you. Anyway, all right, hold on. So yeah, I was sitting on this tree and a big old glop of cold like fell on me. And so yeah, I had to go change because I was scared it was bird shit. And so I'm like, okay, it's not bird shit. Whose shit is it? So now I know it rained earlier, but that sun should have burnt off the rain by the time I sat here. So it's like, you want to talk about somebody just freezing and like not even turning around to look. So I was just like, ugh, and went in the house and changed clothes because no, don't want to even know. Don't even want to know, because ill and like wipe down and change clothes. God damn it, you found me already. You bobber. I don't even, I went to Walmart and did not get the thing. Go away. God, and then they like to go to my face now. Because they're like, you have stuff everywhere else around you. Let's go for your face. And I don't like stuff on my face. Okay, anyway, let's go. Should I move over there? I guess it wouldn't matter right now. I gotta go fast. I forgot. It's almost 5. They like to come out around 5, it looks like. Okay. I forgot we had chicken in the backyard just now. Like, so I was like, what was that noise? Come on, Adderall work. Oh, yeah. All right. So April. Where's my April calendar? Okay. What are we doing? I want to look at Swalwell. Now, I will say I don't really have anything to say on that. Um, as a Black woman, historically speaking, I am not of the trust all women camp. I'm just not. I just can't be. Um, and also, as a mother of boys, I understand how boys themselves are not protected and how they are also accused of things that they actually did not do. So I don't really have too much of an opinion there. Um, I'm just of the camp of wait for the evidence, but I'm not actually looking at the evidence. So whatever it is what it is. I just want to know behind that, why is Roger Stone even included? Now, that's the part no one's really talking about, right? If that Eric guy did what he did, so be it. Eric did what he did, okay? I don't have any background knowledge on it, so I can't really speak to it. I'm not going to speak to that part. But what I am going to speak to is why the hell is Roger Stone involved? That's where we're going to get into because it doesn't make sense. Is he a disgusting person? Honestly, picture wise, I do get that impression that he is. But again, I don't have the evidence, the knowledge, the background, so I don't even know, okay? So I'm not going to touch that part. And he looks like the guy off of Drake and Josh, or is it Miranda and Kat? Miranda and Kat, the brother, the big brother of Miranda and Kat on Nickelodeon. He looks really weird. Not really weird. Well, yeah, he does. And then people are like, he's so handsome. I'm like, where? I don't see so handsome. But Roger Stone is involved. And that's where I go, whoa, hold on. That said, um, it just raises questions for me. Um, because I do agree with, like Linda, for instance, Linda G, about if he's running for president, why didn't you bring that out for president when he, like, that's a bigger, more riskier type of thing. At least it was back in 2024, unless you knew already that that wasn't actually going to work. Oh my gosh, I'm getting the impression now. Hold on. I'm getting the impression now that they saved this for this because they knew the president thing wouldn't work. Okay, let's get into the bell work. All right, let's do our breath first. Exactly, Suze. Hold on. Let's get into the breath first. Yeah, the chicken's just having a great time eating bugs, I guess, under the trampoline. And I'm going to have to move because the sun has found me. So let me flip over to the other side. Hold on. Now, Mama Chicken looking at me like, wait, I didn't see you there. All right, there we go. Dee, 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 dee. Oh, you're so far. Yeah, I slept wrong. My back. I have to turn like this. Yay. All right, so we're back. Um, I just hope nothing drops on me again because this is where I was sitting the first time. Okay, let's get our bell work done. Hold on. But here's the thing, Dawn, and I'm definitely not defending anything. You know, I'm a survivor myself. Um, this is absolutely common from the government to the family. This is 100% common. So we can get on our high horse and be like, I'm so upset that all these people knew. But that is at every level of our society that everybody knows. Every single level of our society. In fact, under a thread that I was reading a few years ago, Jesus Christ, girl, no. Under, under the thread I was reading like a month or two ago, where they were talking about essay within family, the common theme underneath it was everybody knew. They knew, don't let them stay over grandpa's house. They knew, don't let uncle come by. They knew, don't, everybody knows at every single level of society. So I can't sit here and go, oh my God, Congress knew. Should it change all across the board? Absolutely. I'm not saying nothing should change. I'm saying the same level that we're applying to people because they have a title or a position, we have to apply to people within our family. It goes every single level of this patriarchy that people hold their tongue and keep their silence. And they do what they can to mitigate trauma or tragedy or whatever. And some often, as they do, will blame the victim because it's easier than facing your own shortcomings of not having said anything. And some of it's just projection. So I can't get in that bandwagon either. As a person whose rapist was invited to every single one of our family events, even after people knew via blood test that he was the father of my children. My child, not my children, my older son. He was invited to every single family event. And the way people talk about victims is, why would you go? Why would you go to those family events? Because it's my family. It wasn't even his, you know? So, and not only that, it's like, you always think you can protect yourself now that you know what you're up against. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now, I know people are like, why would she get drunk twice in front of him and all that kind of stuff? I haven't looked at that, and but I'm getting goosebumps now because I think what I received is actually more along the lines. It's not necessarily about getting drunk; it's about getting drugged, and we'll leave it there. Has Bill Cosby taught us nothing? Yeah, exactly. Um, uh, uh, um, okay. The I don't know the SH and ST bill. I have no idea what that is. So you'll have to try to break that down for me easily, so that it doesn't get in trouble. And then Franken, again, I don't follow up with these people because I was gonna say they don't actually have anything to do with my real life. So I don't really dig into theirs, but apparently they do have something to do with my real life. I just never follow these people. Like politics was boring enough that I just followed what needed to be followed. Um, but people's non-harmful sex lives and all that kind of stuff didn't bother me because I'm like, everybody has a freak flag and whatever that is, it is. Pedophilia, no. Um, Eating people, no. You know, like harm stuff, no. Things without people's voice or choice, no. Um, that said, I will also say that every woman isn't to be believed. I'm sorry, it just, you can't. And even though the percentage is something like 5% lie or something small, that small percent ruins people's lives too. So it's like, well, you don't need to have 4K evidence. Um, you still should not be, oh, I heard, and immediately jump against somebody. You should give it a beat, a second. Look, make sure there's things that are corroborated or whatever. Remove people from harm, always, always remove people from harm first, and then wait a beat. Because everyone is not to be believed. They just aren't. There are a lot of black men who swung, a lot of communities that got burnt up because of people who were not to be believed. So, and that goes across the board. Women, men, anybody who uses their voice to spark a lie, and like they're not all to be believed. They're just not all to be believed. Wow, that's crazy, Karma. I'm sorry to hear that, babes. Yeah, and that's the thing, Suze. I'm sorry to hear that about your mother as well. Um, it's a sorority or a club that has more members than it should, and it should have no members, to be honest. But it's top down, and that's my biggest problem is people pointing fingers at everyone else but themselves. Now, I don't know what's evidence there. Hey, Jen, I'm glad to see you're feeling better. I don't know what evidence is there. That's why I can't speak on that part. But I'm very curious as to why Roger Stone is part of this conversation in the first place. But what I just got, and I'm very curious to dive into that now, is that they knew he had no shot at the presidency. So they saved it in case they needed it. They kept it in their pocket. Because everybody, let me not use an absolute like everybody, because obviously there are good people in politics. There just are. Um, but the game of politics is to have blackmailable evidence on each other. And what do they call it? Mutual destruction. So that's the game of politics is to have mutual destruction. No, he did try to run for pres, Don. So maybe they were thinking he might try to run again. Yeah, maybe. I think they knew he was not going to get 24 because of the plan they already had. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Let's breathe. All right, you guys. So let's get this breath going so we can make our connection, spiritual connection. Okay. So again, we're going to inhale for 3 to 6 seconds. You're going to do so with your hand over your heart and one hand over your diaphragm so that you can regulate while you're doing this. Feel your heartbeat. Know that you're here. Know that you're alive. right? And then as you breathe in, I want you to feel the air going through over your cilia, which is the little hairs that wave in your nose. Feel it as it breathes, as it travels over your cilia, down through your windpipe, into your lungs. As you're doing that, envision the white light of love and protection either coming through your crown chakra and spreading through your body, or coming up through your root chakra and spreading through your body, or surrounding you as an orb and penetrating and spreading through your body. Imagine that white light of protection and love from the spirit to you. While you hold your breath, you are going to envision your own power, your own energy, your own, I was going to say love. I know for me it's love because it does come from a heart chakra, but you can see your energy wherever it lies. Yours might be in your sacral, in your root, wherever. But for me, mine lies in my heart. So on that hold, as you're holding your breath for 3 to 6 seconds, I want you to envision where your own energy is, see it, and then as you release your breath, expand your energy outward to meet that of spirit's energy. That way we can meld together and we can be regulated and connected all at once. Let's get it. On the bell, let's take our breath. Breathing is so wonderful. I love breathing. It's something we do so involuntarily, but when you take the moment to actually breathe intentionally, it's so magical. It's so powerful. It's so needed. All right. Well, while we're here, let's go ahead and clean our boy. Mix. We'll get you ready, but we're not going to talk to you just yet, okay? All right. Cool. We should be coming up on a new moon soon. Oh, that's next week. That's during week 3. Or is that 4? I don't know. I forget. What am I doing? What am I doing? Wrong bag, sweetheart. Wrong bag. Whew. All right. Which one do you want me to use? This one? This one? This one? This one? Okay. Oh, Friday. Okay. Again, just letting y'all know we have subscribers Saturday for people who are subscribers on paid subscribers on Substack, where we will do. I have to give you all the times, so you can claim your time. I'll probably make a post for it to claim your time under the post on Substack. This is right now only for my annual members, and ooh, um, and you claim your time. Okay, so hold on. Oh, okay. No, don't move. We're looking at here. Queen of Swords in reverse is part of the energy here, and the Ten of Cups. Oh, okay. In reverse is part of the energy here. Mm, this is definitely manipulative energy, you guys. I will say, not all of those um, accusers are to be believed. And I think it's the one who got drunk. It feels like she's bending the truth to the story. Do they have a relationship? Probably, of some sort, you know. Um, but it feels embellished. The subscriber is only on Substack. I don't do TT since they yanked me on that first one, on that other one. Okay, so she's not to be believed. She is embellishing her story um, to make it more sinister than it actually is. Uh, okay, here's why. Here's why this is coming up as that way. Um, what is that? Hmm. Yes. Okay. Got it. It. You know how you can have someone who's not a good person, right? Not a perfect person, not a good person, whatever, right? First of all, I really take offense to Linda G calling him a boy. I know age wise, it may feel like that, but I really take offense to that. Oh, he was a bad boy. He was a bad boy. No. We do not do that. He's a grown ass man. He's not a boy. That's something that people do to white boys all the time. They leave them as boys for the rest of their lives. No, he's a grown ass man. Okay, so he did what he did, whatever he did. But with this particular lady, it's embellished. And the Ten of Cups, I got cups. Okay, so this is why I'm leaning towards it being the one with the drunkenness part of the story, because giving that as part of the story immediately evokes, oh, he took advantage. I don't see that as the situation here. It's not that he took advantage. It's more she did, and by that I mean the embellishing of what happened. Did something happen? Yes, because there is truth to that, right? Queen of Swords energy, but it's in reverse. So there's truth to it that's being manipulated, that's being embellished, that is being exaggerated, or that's being given a different character than what it actually was. Um, right underneath that is the Knight of Cups. This is the romantic, but it's also a bar. And I'm getting chills up the wazoo with this. So for this particular person, she's the one working with Roger Stone. Allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. This is Bill Clinton Part Two. It worked once, and it's really interesting because I did have that. I guess to use Linda's word, because when she was talking it out through with Mel, I was listening to some of it. That's how come I know there's a woman involved who talks about the cups here. Um, but when she was saying that, I immediately saw Bill Clinton. No, Kenneth Starr. And I went, oh, this is one of those situations. Hold on. I hope you guys can still hear me. Let me do that. Tell me you can still hear me. I had to let my mom know. That way I don't have to worry about getting the kids. I hope you can hear me still. Okay. Can you hear me? I don't know what mic check is. Okay. All right, cool. Um, I'm trying to let the wind stop blowing so I can move my hands and look at the rest of the cards. All right. So this is telling me that for real. Um, this is embellishing what they. I don't know if it's the first one or the second one. I don't know if the first one he was inappropriate. The second one was her. Because the second one, the first one might have been inappropriate, right? Honestly, working for having anybody working for you is inappropriate. Period. Full stop. Stop there. Okay. But um, yeah, Karma. I didn't know if you were telling me like, no, your mic's not working. I'm like, wait, what? Um, so that could be the situation, right? Is that the first one? Well, I mean, like I said, it's all inappropriate. If they work for you, it's inappropriate. But that said, the first one may have crossed the line more than just, insubordinate, power struggle. But I mean, the first one. The second one was deliberate. The second one was a setup. The second one, I feel this is when, because if everybody knew, that means somebody got word of who he can use. And that's when we have that connection. When did Roger Stone get pardoned? Did he get pardoned immediately at the beginning of the second one? Or did he get pardoned at the end of the first one? No, it had to be at the beginning of the second one, right? Yeah, I was like, wait, are you saying my mic is broken? Okay, so that second one was deliberate. Okay, exactly. Two of Wands. There were two times, right? So there's two of Wands. And the second one, she's looking for him. You see what I'm saying? So the second one, okay, yes, okay, that makes sense then. Um, you see, looking for him. That second was a setup, and that second is where they got the proof. Yeah. Speaking of somebody released, right? Five of Pentacles, starting a new journey with somebody who never changes. The second time was a honeypot. The second time was a honeypot. The order of this is just telling it because here comes the government, here comes the Hierophant. So this is because they knew he was going to run for something. This is definitely the setup. Yeah, here we go. Nine of Swords, and then more cups, Three of Cups. So there's definitely a supported plan. Yeah, this was that one. That one was a setup because he was easy to set up. he was just easy to set up because he isn't on the up and up. He was just smarmy enough to get set up because here's okay. So that's the energy. Yes, there's Roger Stone energy here. Here is the choice, right? And interestingly enough, this came on its side. And then here is the Eight of Wands. This came on the side. Look how fast the messaging was. Look at the choices that were put before both her and him. I am going to support what Linda said here, and that somebody's going to tell a different story. I don't know if it'll be her, but someone will. Um, Jen, I'm like out behind also. I know all I know. Okay. And then here's the Three of Wands. So whatever plans he was going to do was going to be foiled. They put this in their back pocket. See, there's the Knight of Wands, saving the messaging that's going to take him down. Um, and then there's the Seven of Wands. What does he have to do? And then this is also her. What is she doing? Being courageous, telling her story, blah, blah, blah. And then the Ten of Wands, he can't carry it. He's out because the Tower. So, um, yes. And then there's the emotional manipulation with someone who's tied to the devil. Absolutely. And then the King of Cups right behind that. So, in between the King of Cups, in between the Queen of Cups, both in reverse, is the devil in the upright. So, this was definitely a plan. This was definitely, and then it's cups, 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 cups. So, it's manipulating the public's emotions. Like, look how quick. And then because he's a Democrat, and because Democrats are terrified of being viewed like MAGA, they knew what was going to go down. So it was emotional manipulation all around. People do definitely have a price. Um, and here's the Ten of Cups because it broke up the happy home, happy family. You know, it is part of that extinction burst grab because in order to RIG 28, especially 28, they need a governor on their side. He's not a good person. He was easy to take down. It was, yeah, it was definitely saved for this moment. Steyer is apparently a good guy. Um, Basically, from what I'm getting, like a Soros or a Cuban, Mark Cuban. Um, you know, somebody who does good with their money. Um, and I think they don't want Steyer. Well, the Dems probably do, but I'm saying the GOPs. I don't think they want Steyer. And I don't think they thought they had to go up against Steyer because they know the people's anti-billionaire sentiments right now, right? So there's a very high chance that he could actually win. Because there's a lot of billionaire and millionaires, we talked about it, who are actually doing good with their money. Like they created something, they did something, and they're like, tax me. Like, I don't care. I'm still going to be rich, you know? It's positive as exposes all those progressives. Um, I don't know him. I just know from what I'm hearing, I have no way or another. Uh, like I'm not in California at all. Like honestly, I just know I don't like. Okay, so all right. So that said, He fell right into it. There's the Eight of Swords. Fell right into it. With his hidden knowledge, his hidden secrets. Plus, they've been tracking. Like, I don't know why he thought he got away with it. They've been keeping records of him. This is the High Priestess. They've been keeping records of him forever. They've been keeping records of him forever. They just got the girl who will do anything for money. Page of Pentacles. So, and that put him on the outside, right? Six of Pentacles. Um, and then there's the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Definitely the plan, but I don't think he's totally out. Four of Swords, because Four of Swords here, this is like recovering from the betrayal. So it's according to this, it's like a rest, right? He's still Mr. Lover, and that's his problem. Um, but I do think they have one more whammy for him. And that's the Queen of Pentacles, and I got a feeling that's his wife. So yeah, I do think they have one more whammy for him. There's the King of Swords, the Law. Hmm. And then the Ace of Pentacles, more documentation. They do have another whammy for him. So I will say he definitely needed to bow out because there was more waiting. More waiting because he's stupid. Let's just say that. Hermit, isolated. Six of Swords, stuck. Can't go anywhere. No personal growth. King of Pentacles, they're the ones behind it, paying for it. The Star card, honestly, from the High Priestess, I got that the Star anyway was helping to put that information together. The Four of Pentacles, his secrets do not get to stay hidden. They are waiting to come out. The Six of Wands, this is a victory for whom? I don't know. But Page of Swords, that whistleblower, she's dirty herself. She's dirty herself. He's not handsome at all to me. He's just not handsome at all to me. It's like when people say they're handsome, I'm like, huh, really? He's passable. To me, he's just passable. But she's going to leave. This is the second time we know. Who's she? Hold on. See, he has poor judgment. My buddy Matt Gates got caught up. You know what? See, okay. He tried to go clean too late. He tried to go clean too late. Yep. Four of Wands and the Four of Cups. There, this is, I don't think he's dead in the water. Let's put it that way. I think this is just his wilderness season. He's your typical Bay Area white boy. That makes sense. I think this is his wilderness season because I'm getting a Four of Cups here. So there's some renewal that's going to be coming. Especially as people turn away from him, he's going to have to turn to himself. And then there's the Four of Wands. So there's some celebration here. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's for him, what he got ahead. That's not my business. I just know that his takedown was his fault as well as a well-designed plan. He's an idiot. Okay. So in that case, can we go to Katie Porter? I loved her when she was in the house, but she has no chance. Eight of Swords. I think they got something waiting on her too. She has no chance. Um, as of right now, she has no chance. They do, Dawn. It's ridiculous, girl. They do. You know, maybe they need a little less vitamin D. Typical Bay Area white boy, as in I don't think he's good looking, but other people do. And then a white lady 65 plus love him or they did. All upset here. I don't know if there's a reason to be as upset. Like I said, I haven't looked at the evidence. I do know that what I'm getting is that stuff was embellished. That's what I'm getting. Um, He ran an ad for a campaign on socials with his wife via intimate combo. Oh, he knew it was coming. Okay. The Dems are sitting on their hands waiting for the great white whale. They are. They absolutely are. And the biggest lesson is everybody's flawed and human. Um, and the second big lesson is everything you've done is going to find its way to the front. Ms. Frazzle's page on Threads, she presented the info about EW. I don't know EW, and a rumor about our past. I don't know who those are. Wait. Oh, EW, as in the Senate, and then RS. I don't know who RS is. Are they in the Senate also? Okay. All right. Yeah. Your girl Katie's not gonna have a good time. Because here's what's interesting. Ah, chills. Okay, so here we go. What's interesting to me is, okay, chills with what I'm gonna say. Okay, the thing about Katie being mean, truthfully, I'm like, so, like, okay, so, um, ooh, she's mean. Like, what does mean? Like, is she Devil Wears Prada, or is she Nanny McPhee, or is she Dolores Umbridge? Like, what do you mean by mean? Like, people want women to be nice, but women don't owe you their niceness. That said, um, it looks like there's information though. Again, information that could be embellished, but it's of a page. So someone who worked for her, and they have documents, they have information. So that said, the energy to that is a Nine of Swords. So coming from an Eight of Swords to a Nine of Swords, yeah, I loved her. I loved the way she delivered in a kindergarten style. But it looks like, again, I think Roger has, yeah, I was going to say, I think Roger, you know what? I got a feeling Queen of Pentacles might be him. We'll see who he emerges as. I think Roger has stuff on her too that he's waiting to release. He's just trying to see who's on top so he can take them down. What this is going to require is a grassroots unknown, essentially, who has not been playing the game long enough for Roger to have any information. Yeah, he's coming after everyone. Um, I can't stand his little Transylvania self. Jasmine's like, I didn't know. I worked with him and did not know or would not have guessed, but common DC and everywhere. Yeah, but and so that's the thing, Sue. People are like, everybody knew. What do they know? What do they know? If you can go, oh my God, you're such a playboy, and now you're like, oh, she knows that you're a flirt. That doesn't mean I know that you slip people Mickeys and take them back to your hotel and do things to, like, I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to say everybody know, again, I can't get behind that sentiment at all. You don't know what people actually knew, and you don't know who knew what. And on top of that, people are different to everybody they meet. So I don't know. Um, but he might be this guy. Roger might be this guy, the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, the dude is for sale, and he has something on everybody. That's how he was able to get his way where he is. He really moves like the Transylvania guy. Like, that's the image I'm getting of him, is that Transylvania dad in Hotel Transylvania, the Dracula guy. Um, yeah, so he's definitely coming after everyone. Why the hell is he still relevant? Okay, because he does his work. He does the work he's supposed to be doing. He's been so quiet. He was quiet because he does what he's needed. He's the reverse Olivia Pope. IB is a centrist. Oh, listen, I can't do letters. I can't do abbreviations. I don't know all these people. Um, GN, just like GN is Same coin as DJT. That's all I knew. Like I'm saying, the minute I got the flag, the minute he had a Gavin flag, I got chills. And I went, oh, he's the same person. Um, California sure can't afford to lose their blue trifecta. America can't. That's the thing. This is why they okay. When um Gavin came up with the okay, we'll do our redistricting, but we'll ask the people, right? Because he had to do it that way. Um, I don't know if people caught this or not, but Murdoch, his son or something, they bought a newspaper in Cali, and they focused their efforts on Cali. So Cali is extremely instrumental because of the sheer number of VOTSs it holds, but also, as Gavin has loudly kept proclaiming, it has the fourth largest GDP in the world or something of that nature. Um, so now he's like made it very attractive to get Cali. Anyway, Rogers in the background. Rogers has information on her. I don't know what else that represents because I don't know that much about her as far as the her past, so I can't really speak to that much. But this is telling me that Roger was has been collecting things because we got the King of Wands here, and we have the Five of Cups, both in reverse. So King of Wands is not, his leadership is being used in the wrong way. And this right here, the Five of Cups, this is actually a kind of good card here. So it's hold on. I'm really interested in knowing what that actually means. What are we pointing out? Was Swall? Yeah, Swall was on J6. Mm-hmm. He was. That's why he became a target. Okay. They put a target on her too because of what she did there. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They put a target on her. Um, that's the past. They put a target on her. But what does that Five of Cups in reverse mean, though? Because she survived something. I guess she survived. No, because she got kicked out. Well, kicked out, voted out. I don't know. How did she get out of the house? I don't remember. Did she run again? Did she get beat? I have no idea what her plan was or what happened. I don't know enough to continue this, I don't think. I don't think I know enough. Um, Help me here. What is that Five of Cups? What is that talking about with her past? Because I only know her from her clips. She did. Somehow there was something they did. Maybe that's why she stepped down. Or whatever she did. Yeah, because there's a three of wands here, a Queen of Pentacles here. Yes. So she stepped down, deaded her career to avoid being taken down by the devil. So there was something they were threatening her with or something. Yeah, Eight of Wands. It was a message they were threatening to come out. She ran for Senate. Okay. 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 That makes sense. It deaded her career. She avoided the devil somehow. Um, it definitely deaded her career. Her chances for that. Yeah, they were definitely behind it too. Because there's a High Priestess card here, and then there's the Queen of Cups manipulating the emotions here. So whatever campaign they put out against her, it worked. Is that when the She's Mean came out? Retribution? Oh, it's definitely Retribution, honey. But Swalwell made it easy. He made it easy. Like, dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, being the person who doesn't learn, he made it easy. So even though he was trying to move differently, he had enough in his past. That's why I'm saying that second time that chick um, got drunk, that was a plan. That was planned. That was already a Roger a Roger Stone thing. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So Queen of Pentacles, I think this is when the mean part came out. Yeah, that's all you hear about her is that she's mean. She's mean. Wait, I think I heard her ex-husband say she's mean. Or is that the survivor? I can't remember. There was something like, oh, through a that might be the survivor. I mean, that might be the deportee Amanda. I don't remember who I'm getting that cross. But there was like some woman, her ex-husband came out and said, she threw something at me. It's like, okay. Can men be abused in marriages? Yes, absolutely. Um, but something tells me he did something. You know what I mean? And it was a reaction. So I don't know. Yeah, he was very loud against her. She's a survivor of domestic abuse. Okay. Then there's something with the ex-husband too that's not correct. Meaning he just told one side of the story. If that's her with the ex, I think that's her with the ex because the survivor Amanda doesn't have an ex husband. She has an ex boyfriend. Yeah, so that's Katie. Then we're talking about. Yeah, they have a war room of on the yeah. That's what I'm saying. He has Six of Swords. He has. He's just waiting to take them down just to see who's up top. Right. And it's like, okay, was she really mean or were you soft? Exactly. They got a Pammy Bond book, burn book. Six of Swords, though, this is not bad for her. I'm gonna tell you this: if she misses the governor race, she's going back national. She's going back federal, national, whatever. Hold on. Oh, that makes sense, Sean. That he might run for his seat now that it's vacant. Y'all, do you understand the plan to all of this? Do you understand the plan to all of this? Queen of Swords is still over her head. I wonder if she's going to be able to, in the High Priestess, and then the Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's still a setup waiting. I told you, he still has something on her. There's still a setup waiting to come down and take her down. Um, I wonder if she knows what it is, because if she knows what it is, she can get in front of it. Because if you tell the truth, you shame the devil. If you tell the truth and get the truth out about yourself, then it doesn't have teeth. Feeling stuck. There's definitely something in her past that they have on her. Um, I don't know if it's anything of, see, exactly, tell the truth. This is what she has to do. She has to tell the truth. She has to reveal the secrets herself. That's a lesson for her to learn. Is stop trying to hold on to secrets. Tell them yourself and spin the story before there is one. That's see, and then if she does the truth, then there's a journey for her that she can take and she'll be successful on. But she has to tell the truth first. So she needs to know that if she knows what that is, then she needs to know. So and right behind the high priestess, the secret has documentation to it. Oh my God, chills. So she's got to tell the truth first. If she tells the truth first, she'll be flying, literally, kite and plane. If she doesn't, it's career suicide. I'm not even talking about this governor race. I'm just talking about period. Um, she's got to get ahead of whatever story it is, and she can't do it Melania style. She can't do it Melania style. Oh, and look, and then as I was splitting and getting ready to do that, not that's great. Um, that's the 5 of Cups, so that's still good. That means she could avoid it. But the other cups I had just saw when I split real quick, and then I split again, and then it was the 5. But the 4 of Cups was the one that I had to split on. Is it right under there? I don't know where it went. It was a 4. Oh, yeah, it's right behind the 5. So the 5 and the 4. So she can have a breath of fresh air. She can be renewed. Um, she can avoid death to her complete career, but she has to get ahead of it. She has to let it out. There's something about it's weird because I heard intemperance. I don't even know if that's a real word. So it is going to be about her temper. It is going to be about something that's out of moderation. Um, so she needs to share those stories. You know, she really needs to. Yeah, she needs to share. She needs to share. She needs to stop holding it in. 2 of Wands. Share the story. Let other people know what's happening. Yeah, but I'm not getting a pentacle problem with her. That's the thing. I'm just not until I split this, and then I see the 8 of Pentacles. But and that's manufactured documentation. In other words, not the truth. Um, it's she needs to humanize her brand. Basically, look, I've made mistakes. Now there's the Ace of Pentacles, but that's a proof thing. I've made mistakes. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be, and I'm working on those mistakes I made. Maybe she burned something down, like Angela Bassett. The Page of Wands keep coming out. Maybe she did. Maybe she did. All right. So, okay. What's the outcome of the trajectory that Katie is on? The Page of Wands keep coming out. Okay, help me out. What are we talking about with Page of Wands? There's the 2 of Cups. Is she a lesbian? I'm sorry. I think that might be it. That's why the 6 of Wands came out? No. Is she? Hold on. What's this? The Page of Pentacles again. There's proof here. There's some proof here. There is proof. That was the Page of Pentacles that's challenging her. Is that proof? And the Ace of Pentacles is underneath. But I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, we don't care. Well, I mean, most human beings do not care. But when it's part of your secrets, that's why I'm saying she's got to get ahead of it. She got to get ahead of it. I think she thinks it'll be career suicide, but she's got to get ahead of it. Exactly. If she gets ahead of it, if she shares, if she lets people like, listen, again, there's a secret card. If she gets ahead of it, if she takes command and share 2 of Pentacles, if she shares it, if she tells the story, then nobody cares. They can't use it against her. If she doesn't, they can. These are good cards right here. If she shares her secret, 2 of Pentacles, I'm sharing it with you, then we're good. Ooh, I knew it. You know, I'm good. And she would definitely get more votes because what? A strong woman who's on the rainbow side? Yes. See, if she doesn't, they're going to kill her. It's career suicide. Because once those messaging hits the internet and it's not from her, this is 10 of Swords and this is 9 of Wands in reverse. She will not survive if it hits the internet. If the stories hit the internet by themselves. What story? Y'all, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. The story she should be sharing is like, listen, this ain't none of your damn business, but I'm going to tell y'all because they're holding it against me. They're holding it against me that I love who I love. How can that be wrong? I love who I love. It's not a gotcha. It's just my business, not yours. Get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. That's all it is. Allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. I don't know if that's the truth about her, but that dropped in my spirit. So let me see something. I want to do a quick four-carder and see if she says, if that's the big aha, gotcha that they have left for her, is the proof that she's had relationships. There's a Five of Cups. And then there's a Knight of Cups. False Knight. If they get, uh, don't tell me they're going to find a bestie for her that tells on her too. See, there's the Page of Wands again. Like, girl, you are not a girly girl. You know, you like to do things. And you like who you do them with. The intemperance again. So is it a self-hate thing? It might be a self-hate thing, you guys. Yeah, it could be that, but it's more like only that because she can't be fully the other one. You know what I mean? See, there's the intemperance and the injustice. The injustice is, I think it's self-hate, y'all. I think it's more along the lines of self-hate. Not because she hates gay people, but more like she was raised to hate the gay in her. Does that make sense? Yeah. Being disowned. I'm telling you, if she tells a story, she's free. Okay. Anyway, so is that it? Is that all that's there for Carter? Just tell me when to stop and then we'll do it. Is that all that's there for her? It just seems so simple. Exactly. Women don't care. Not real women. Fake evangelicals might. But even then, they might be like, you know what? I kind of do that too. But then they hate themselves for it. It can all be so simple. All right. So I'm going to stop. Okay. Yep. Eight of Swords. She's the only trap to her own brain. She could be free if she let it out. Nine of Pentacles. And love and appreciate her own damn self. Like, really value herself. Four of Wands. Exactly. But now she's, feels like she's in the closet, not able to celebrate her love, and Eight of Wands. The message ain't gonna get out there regardless. She could be ahead of it and enjoy the ride, or she could be ahead of it and be in the back freaking out. Like, who does she want to be? Guy A or Guy B? Because it's going down regardless. She could put her hands up and enjoy the ride, or she could freak out, be isolated, sit in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's interesting. She's 52, born in the year of the tiger. I will tell you, like, I'm part of one of the last generations where people weren't declaring their pride, literally. It was definitely something you still hid. Or if you said you like girls, you said that in the club so guys wouldn't mess with you. And then only to find out that that was a guy's fantasy because they don't know that if a girl actually liked girls, then she probably don't like him. So I think I'm one of the last part of that generation because I remember my friend came out. She came out to us in 12th grade. I was like, girl, I already knew that. But so this is Katie and Callie. Katie and Callie. So they have a big dime on her that they are waiting for her to drop. Roger Rabbit is he's sitting on secrets, trying to prevent. Um, this is Judgment. So Roger Rabbit basically has a burn book. Also, that's what's happening. Roger Rabbit Stone has a burn book, and he's trying to take them down one by one. That might be him, Knight of Wands, because he came up again next to the secret. So the Hierophant. So I think that's Roger. I think Roger's our Knight of Wands because he's out there doing their work, right? Roger, Roger, Roger. Why did I put the wrong deck in these cards? No wonder this did not fit or did it fit? I don't know. Yeah, he's the Knight of Wands. Okay. All right, wait. Okay. So I got that one. I did Swall. We did Pope yesterday. Petey. Which one do you want to do Petey with? Why do I want to do Pete? I can't remember why I wanted to do Pete. Let's go to the warehouse. Who is this? I was gonna say, let's go to the warehouse person. Here we go. All out here. The warehouse persons. Persons. Fire energy, y'all. Fire energy. Everybody knows. And that's the thing. Okay. Ooh, ooh. Chills, chills, chills. Okay. Y'all, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. First of all, let me tell you something. Let me tell you the cards I have out here. Ah, chills, chills, chills. Okay. This ain't gonna stop, by the way. We have the Page of Wands, reverse, Two of Wands, reverse, Three of Swords, being overworked, right? Then we have the Tower and them watching it burn. Then we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Eight of Wands. And then underneath that is the Four of Wands. What the world? This is fire. The entire deck is fire. The only thing that's not is the betrayal or the overwork or the overwhelm or the burnout of the Three of Swords, like how they are betraying their workers, right? Every single card except for the Three of Swords is a wand. And the wand is the fire energy. So is this going to stop? No, it's not. And why is it going to keep going? Because workers are going to continue to be disgruntled as they cannot afford their life. Alrighty then. Woo. You know, everybody else avoided consequences. But everyone does not get to avoid consequences. Okay. That's all I got to say about that. Because this right here says it's not going to stop until you learn how to treat me as a human being. Uh-huh. Sorry. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Where's my Three of Swords? Do you go flying too? I literally had a Three of Swords here. Where'd you go? I gotta find my Three of Swords or I cannot use these deck. Where did you go? 1, 2, 3. Oh, duh, it's right here. Okay. So, with the Tower being the last card, it's not gonna stop. We have to learn. Um, so the first card was the Page of Wands. You're not learning, but we are. We're learning that we're not valued. We're learning we're not appreciated. And we need to let you know that. We need to let you know through this quick communication style of the wand, through this very creative energy, since nothing else works, we're not feeling appreciated. We're overworked. We're burnt out. We do not enjoy our life. Um, can't even be creative in our own lives, you know? So this is a problem. This is a problem. This is what we've been dealing with. You stressed us the F out, and now it's your turn to be stressed out. So you're over here building bunkers, looking overseas, thinking about where you can go, you know. Well, guess what? If I burn your way of living, your money, I might be putting myself out of a job, but at least I have 3 square meals a day and housing. I don't know.